Hey guys, Commander Exorcist here. Welcome aboard the Starship Nightwish. It is time, once again, for Talk O Tuesday. This is my weekly Elite Dangerous show where I pick a Galnet article and read it, talk about it, primarily from a lore perspective, but I will break the fourth wall if necessary. Now, unless you've been living under an asteroid for the last 2 weeks, you know that we have entered into the HIP 87621 star system, and we've discovered Radicoida Unica, which is a new type of biologic signal that only appears in this system. They look like giant trees with pods on top of them. And there's an ongoing community goal at the moment, which will make you some good money and they've removed the restriction for the handheld plant scanner, so you can scan the same tree over and over and over again until your soul is crushed and you keep scanning even more because other people in the CG are scanning more, and your numbers keep going down and you feel compelled to keep scanning until there is nothing left of you. Your soul and your body are crushed. You're welcome. Keep doing that. So today's article we're going to talk about should not be a surprise to anyone. Again, I don't read these. I've kind of looked at it briefly while I was putting it into my presentation, but yes, it should not be a shock to anyone that a lot of this has come down to pharmaceuticals. Is there a secret pharmaceutical race? What is going on here? You know, when the October Consortium was involved in this, and they were talking about scientific discoveries, and we're trying to preserve this system in the name of science. Yeah, when a company like that uses the word science, they mean profit. They mean money. This is an economic concern. And it makes sense now that they've let the Pilots Federation members come in and start scanning, because they see the opportunity to use us as guinea pigs for whatever it is they have planned for their pharmaceutical endeavor, because that's what we're going to take a look at. A secret pharmaceutical race. Is it happening? It says speculation continues to mount around Radicoida Unica, a rare exobiologic discovered in HIP 87621. Seriously, if you haven't visited these things, go check them out. They're pretty cool, and it's actually an easy way to make money. Stop by the asteroid station, Exogene Sciences. Stop by the station, sign up for the community goal, and you can make a lot of money. I made 67 million credits in about a half hour, just back and forth. And so, it's pretty cool. It's mind-numbing after a while, but it's a very easy way to make money. And I'm already maxed out on my exobiology elite level, so I don't know what it's doing for people looking to rank up. But if you're looking to rank up your exobiologic rank, this might be a way to do it. It says, though scientific data remains tightly controlled, fragments of research are circulating among the scientific community opposed to the system's military lockdown. The source of those research fragments is currently unconfirmed. So what's going on is, we're collecting data, but we're still turning it into the Vista Genomics that's owned by the October Consortium. So the information that we're turning in, it's not going to become immediately available to us. It's not like it's just going to be published out there for everybody to get access to, and everybody's going to be like, oh, it's great. Hey, look what all the Pilots Federation did. They helped reveal these grand mysteries of the Radicoid. No, that's not happening. This is getting fed back into the October Consortium databanks. And with the system still under severe lockdown, it's going to be very difficult for us to get a lot of these results. And I'm wondering, as we press on, if this is going to be a part of a larger conflict. So, but apparently, as time goes on, when it comes to a project like this, there's always leaks. It's really hard to maintain kind of a tight compartment when it comes to collecting this amount of data. And apparently there are leaks out there, and in the scientific community, in the grander community, somebody out there is, sending out information saying, hey, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But you got to take a lot of that stuff with a grain of salt. When somebody out there says they know what's going on, they don't. They are lying to you. Or just at least be cautious about what's going on, including myself, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what's going on. I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. I'm wrong about 70% of the time. I actually probably should do an analysis of my content and see how wrong I actually am. So just be careful if you trust a guy in a cowboy hat. Says the source suggests that Radicoida Unica can remain dormant for centuries and contains an unusually complex biochemical compound, which may have pharmaceutical applications. And there it is. There it is. That's it. That's it. It's a medicine race. God, I hope it's not. I really don't. But that's what it looks like it's going toward. And so let's talk about the positives first. If it is a new type of medicine, that's great. If it has, pharmacological properties, things that can be used to help people, great, all about it. We run into a serious conundrum, though. That's about where it stops. That's about all I got at this point, because you're talking about a super rare flora that appears nowhere else in the galaxy that we're aware of. 400 billion stars, and with the millions and millions of stars that have been explored today, categorically mapped and scanned and reported, we've never seen anything like this. So this is the rarest of rare biologic commodities. It's going to make people insanely rich. So, and I'm sorry, but just the reality is when it comes to pharmaceuticals, the money comes first. There's probably scientists and people in the business that are altruistic about it and really want to help people out, but the bottom line has got to come first, which is really weird, but that's kind of how it goes because the company must live on. The October Consortium is not just going to give this stuff away for free. If it has major pharmaceutical, major medicinal value for the galaxy, they're just not going to give this stuff away. And it's a really kind of dangerous position for everyone to be in if it comes down to being something like this. Now, let's say that if it's kind of like a mundane thing where maybe it sets off another type of medication, maybe it puts something off to the side that we've been using for say forever, and like, oh, this is a better alternative, that's fine. But if this is like some kind of miracle drug that brings the dead back to life, that brings salvation back from the dead, that prevents people from turning into Thargoid zombies, it's going to be a disaster. It's a disaster because we've already seen the levels to which the rest of the minor powers, and including the superpowers, are willing to go to get what they want. And you'd have the October Consortium versus the galaxy, and it won't last long. It won't last long. So critics argue that military control of the Enclave is less about protecting a fragile discovery and more about ensuring exclusive access to what could become the most potent biological discovery in centuries. Since the leaked reports of its unusual biochemical makeup, analysts note that military mobilization has increased across the Enclave, with some suggesting the region could become a flashpoint. And there it is. And if it's a potent biological discovery, yeah, it's on, baby. This is going down. This is going to become a really bad situation. That it's been talked about and we've discussed it before, and it's some people have mentioned it in the comments, and I've had people in Discord mention it to me as a possibility. This might be one of the reasons that they've really pushed people to pledge to a power, especially if you're involved in some of these community goals and these activities related to HIP 87621, especially assisting with getting the permit lock to come down. This is going to be a war. That's what's coming, and because everybody's going to want to control this. Now, you're always going to have somebody out there that is anti-control and wants everyone to have it, and it's medicine, so everyone in the world should have it. That's just not the reality of things. Whoever controls it, somebody's going to control it. It can't be just for everybody, especially something this rare. And so it's just a matter of who's going to control it. Do I think the October Consortium is going to keep control? Probably not. Probably not. It's going to be a major flashpoint. Unless something crazy happens. Now, there's always the possibility that something else happens and it's not pharmaceutical, or maybe it starts popping up everywhere. I mean, we've got the spores that are launching into the atmosphere, and maybe those are attaching to ships and commanders as they jump around, and it goes out there and spreads to the rest of the galaxy. But yeah, this is a very dangerous situation that we're facing at this point. It says it remains to be seen whether Unica's potential merits the powers increasing their military presence in the region surrounding HIP 87621 over the past week. For now, the rumors only deepen the mystery surrounding the galaxy's most in-demand plant. Wow. So they're right. They're right. And so here's my theory. I'm going to give you two theories. Let's go with what we see in front of us. Let's trust our eyes for the moment. The October Consortium has discovered a single star system in billions of planets, billions of stars, that has this particular flower, this particular tree, whatever you want to call it. I've had people tell me it's not a forest. It's a forest. Don't argue with me. But, so they found it. And maybe it is the most potent, amazing medical breakthrough in history. That is going to change things. It's going to change the social dynamics, the economics of things. The October Consortium could go from being this small thing to being a major superpower player in the galaxy because of its control of this, whatever it does. Almost like a medical superweapon. You got that. Okay? Here's the other theory that I have. And the reason I bring this particular theory up is because of the leaks that are going on. This could potentially be a disinformation campaign. This could be an anti-intelligence campaign, like where where this is a distraction. It could be that, I'm sure that the Radicoida Unica is special. There's something about it that we need to learn and we need to understand, and I think we're going to be able to apply whatever it is with Radicoida Unica to the rest of the galaxy. I believe that. It might not be medical, but because medicine and medical care is such a flashpoint when it comes to humanity, this is a great way to sow continued distrust among the different powers. You have somebody who maybe wants everyone to fight each other, start passing out just a little bit of information. It's not very specific on what that means. Potent biological discovery, that doesn't tell me much. There's a lot of potent things that can kill you. There's a lot of potent things that can help you. What is it? What kind of potency are we talking about? And, it's almost like somebody is kind of poking the bear, saying, hey, we found good meds. That's what these are. And that may not be true, but they know that it's a flashpoint, and they could be feeding that information, which is one of the reasons that I think it's good in the article that it says the source of these research fragments is currently unconfirmed. And I would encourage everyone to take this with a grain of salt because we don't know. We really don't know. And, there's really no evidence either way. We haven't heard of any experiments being undertaken. Like, it hasn't been mentioned at all. This is literally the first time that we've heard about a potential pharmaceutical application for these plants. So we got to be careful. I'm going to say that I'm going to go with theory number 2, that somebody's intentionally setting everyone up to fight each other. And I don't know why. Maybe there's some nefarious purpose, something to be gained. It obviously would weaken the powers if they were going at each other like that. But I'm not really sure that, it may not, things are not what they seem. Let's just say that. So, but it'll be interesting to see as the story progresses, because the story is not over. If you think it's over by scanning trees over and over until your soul dies, it's not over. We got a little bit of time to go, and time will reveal all. Hey, everybody. If you like the content that I create on this channel, then please like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure notifications are turned on so that you don't miss any of my Elite Dangerous content. I make regular weekly uploads for this game, lore, videos, let's plays, tutorials, all kinds of stuff. Or you can go to commanderexorcist.tv and join these folks, the disciples. Help and support the channel. Or you can go to patreon.com/Commander Exorcist. Pledge your support. Would love to have you there. And that's going to be it, my friends. And so before we close up, I just want to say that it's been a very active week very active couple of weeks on the channel. Bunch of different things going on in Elite and all kinds of other places. And I just wanted to take a moment to say that it's going to be quiet for the next few days, I think, hopefully, just because it's holiday season over here in the States. And so for my American friends, I just want to say to have a happy and safe Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. And for those of you that are not in the States that don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I encourage you to take a moment during the holiday season to just take a moment to reflect. Spend some time with family if you can, and reflect on the things that you're thankful for. Take a moment to give thanks for the good in your life, because even if you feel like there isn't any, there's always something. If you're up in the morning, that's a good start. And so I just encourage you all to take a few moments this next week or so and just give thanks for the good things in your life. And I'm definitely appreciative of you guys and the folks that watch the channel and support me. And I'm excited about continuing on through the holiday season and continuing on beyond that. So that's going to be it, everybody. And until next time, I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I'll see you out there.